And this is a great question. One that we have talked about on the show before, and one that I don't think we have an answer for yet. But this is from Leslie. How should Tears of the Kingdom differentiate itself from Breath of the Wild?
Uh,
Well,
Definitely not do the memory thing again. I'm having this sinking feeling that a lot of people are like, oh, it's gonna be kind of the same, where you have to go, I don't know, in the same way, go find pieces of story. But I feel like that's special to Breath of the Wild, and it should stay that way. Don't continue it.
yeah, which I think they're going to.
Ugh.
I know. Um, I don't know. I'm a little bit torn because I think that like for an open world game, like the memories is kind of a good idea because it encourages you to explore.
Hmm.
I think that what Tears of the Kingdom has to do is find something to differentiate itself. Like it's and which sounds obvious, of course, but like it's just that we've seen like so little of it. I don't know. Like maybe it's the story that differentiates itself. If it has a killer story, is that enough to set it apart? Like I'm not sure. Obviously, Majora's Mask had the transformations and the 3 day cycle, and that really helped kind of give it its own identity. And nothing we've seen from Tears of the Kingdom would suggest that it has anything like that. But we haven't seen anything from Tears of the Kingdom, so maybe it's a story. Maybe there is still some kind of gameplay hook that we don't know about, like I don't know, switching between Link and Zelda, or like at this point, I don't even know if going back in time would be all that much of a differentiating factor. I don't know. Like, I just,
Eh, For well, like maybe from Breath of the Wild, but not from the series, because we've done it quite a few times in the series.
yeah,
Um, I will say, like, I know a lot of people have been wanting the game to be darker, like to be the Majora's Mask to Ocarina of Time. And I have been seeing lately, actually, people talking about, because Tears of the Kingdom received its rating, and people were like, "Oh, its rating is not that high, so it's not gonna be that dark." And I'm like, "Well, Majora's Mask did just fine with its rating." So I'm
yeah,
confused why people think that. But like, yeah, maybe if it's a little bit darker, like in tone, has some like deeper, I don't know, deeper stuff going on, that would be cool. But I don't know. I guess the biggest thing about Breath of the Wild was exploration of the world. So if that's not the focus, then it should differentiate enough, right?
yeah. I mean, like, I think I'm at the point where I don't know if like a killer story is enough to differentiate itself from Breath of the Wild. Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, there's some
Age of
obvious
Calamity had a
answers.
lot of story, had a lot of story,
It did.
but it was still very similar.
Yeah, it did. I mean, like there's a lot of little things, like little answers that would be obvious. Like, yeah, you
Hmm.
can put in traditional dungeons. Yes, you can make a different weapon system. Yes, you can. You can do all. You could get rid of shrines, stuff like that. But I think that the key thing is like you've got what looks to be the exact same overworld with very little differences, and you've got the same gameplay. How is this going to be different? And I'm sure it is. It's just like I think we
But
were
we
at
don't
the
know.
point like months ago that we needed to know because like we're 5 months away and it's still just we're asking the question of like how is this game any different from Breath of the Wild? And I feel like that's not good. This is the biggest game that Nintendo has for the foreseeable future. Like
Yeah.
these kinds of questions I feel like are not they're not good to be asking
Yeah.
5 months away from release.
I will
So
be, I feel like my optimism for this game is returning, though, because we are seeing teeny tiny bits of information, like the rating and the
uh,
possibility of online stuff. I feel like that's the trickle, that we usually start to see with a new game.
yeah, but like, listen, the online stuff that we saw is that this game is going to support cloud saves. Every Nintendo game supports cloud saves.
I'm
The
just
the
saying,
rating is like, so
but what
I
I
understand what you're
know,
saying.
yeah, it's the beginning. It's so I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. We're finally getting some, like, a little bit of traction. It's like you're stuck on the ice, and then you're finally starting to move just a tiny bit.
Yeah, I guess. I guess.
Come
Let me put it this way: I'm not 100% convinced that this game doesn't even get delayed again. I could see that.
on, Andy. Don't put that in the universe. I'm knocking on all the
I'm
wood
just,
around me.
I'm just saying. I could see that happening. So
No, I don't see that happening at all.
they better get
Okay.
moving then, which leads us right into our next question, brilliantly, which is from Shakel. Will we get a Tears of the Kingdom Nintendo Direct? We better. I mean,
so.
It doesn't have to be specifically all about Tears of the Kingdom, but the next Nintendo Direct, like, it has to be, like, the blowout for this game, right? Like, you show the gimmick, give us the teaser for the story, give us gameplay. Like, I think the fact that we haven't seen gameplay, like actual live gameplay, 5 months out is not good. So I would say that there's going to be a Nintendo Direct in February, because usually there is. That Tears of the Kingdom has to be the dominant game in that Direct, and that they probably want to follow it up with a special, like, Treehouse style Nintendo Direct with gameplay afterwards, like a couple days later, like they did with Splatoon or with Smash or anything like that. Like, they got to get the ball rolling here.
I think it's actually pretty probable that they will have a whole Direct for Tears of the Kingdom, because this game is coming out before E3, so they're going to want to focus on it pretty heavily in some way. Obviously, they want to line up the rest of their, like, the up through the summer in the February Direct, so I feel like they would want to spend a lot of time on Tears of the Kingdom, and 40 minutes for it and other games isn't enough. So I think it's highly probable that we'll get a Direct solely for Tears of the Kingdom.
Okay, this is another one from Shaquille, and kind of, again, same question. As we approach release, why do you think we haven't heard much about Tears of the Kingdom?
I have no idea.
That's the $1 million question, isn't it?
The marketing team is struggling. That's the only... I don't know. I know people tell us, like, it's the same amount of, like, announcements and stuff as Breath of the Wild, and
it's not, though. That's not true.
Maybe it is, but, like, it's not the same amount of information at all, by any means.
Yeah, that's not even true. Like, by this point in Breath of the Wild's lifespan, we had seen what the gimmick of the game was. We had seen a trailer. We'd seen the main theme. We'd seen, like, there was a lot of Breath of the Wild show. We'd seen gameplay extensively. Like, it's not even close. It's not even similar. That's a bad faith argument. So, that's the $1 million question. Why haven't they shown us that? Is it because they're trying to keep it a secret for some reason? Maybe. Maybe there's a big gameplay gimmick spoiler that happens, and that's why they're trying to keep it under wraps. I could see that. Maybe it's because it's not ready. Maybe it's because it's not ready and it's going to get bumped back. I mean,
bad juju out into the universe.
I'm sorry, but that we have to consider that possibility. That's a possibility. Maybe it's because Nintendo is just being obtuse. That's also a realistic possibility. I don't know. Again, like, maybe they're so confident that they don't have to do anything to market or promote this game that it will just come out and sell 25 million copies. I don't know. Maybe they're right. I don't know.
You know, but okay, so here's the thing. For us hardcore fans, you know, we have all the information that we have, but I was talking to my brother Andy the other day, yesterday, 2 days ago, something like that, and I was talking about Tears of the Kingdom and the special Switch, and he's like, what is that? So casual fans have no idea that there's a sequel to Breath of the Wild. So
right.
That's pretty bad.
Right. It's like it's not good.
Yeah.
And listen, I know we've got 5 months to go, but I do think that there's a difference between, like, 5 months for a game like Octopath Traveler 2 or the new Fire Emblem, and, like, there's a difference between that and, like, Zelda or Mario Odyssey or Smash Bros. Like, you just, I don't know. That is the $1 million question, is it not? Hey everyone! If you enjoyed this clip and want to see more of the Zelda Cast, make sure to head over to your favorite podcast platform of choice and subscribe. There are over 200 episodes in the vault that will provide you with hundreds of hours of Zelda content for you to enjoy. You can listen to us when you're on a walk, fighting Ganon, trying to sleep, whatever. And if you want to see these shows as they happen, make sure to head over to twitch.tv/the Zelda Cast, where you can watch our beautiful faces talk about Zelda every single week. Don't miss out, and we'll see you next time.